I really don't have enough water to go out and back to the joint, I don't think. That was the hardest 20-mile run I've ever done.
That was the hardest hike I've ever.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
So we found a porta potty on the side of the road. I jokingly said, "Do you want to stop there and use the bathroom?" Chad said yes. So here he is.
We got about 50 minutes right now, and then we'll enter into Canyonlands. Actually gonna both pretty much start at the same trailhead, Squaw Flat, and then I'm gonna go to Druid Arch. I have a 20-mile run. She's gonna do a nice size hike. Then we'll meet back up, and we got an Airbnb tonight. So that's the plan. It was a hot day in Canyonlands that day, so we prepped our gear accordingly, or thought we did.
Craziest thing about this place, there's nobody here. The hurdle today on this run is going to definitely be, looks like navigation right now, but also water. So I brought a lot of water with me because there is just none. I can count on one hand the amount of water I've seen in Utah since we've been here. Navigating by these herons. A little bit hard.
As I made my way closer to Druid Arch, I slowly began to realize that this was not a regular trail, and this was way more of a challenge than I had anticipated. After reaching the arch, I became acutely aware that I was low of water and that I would not have enough to make the entire route that I wanted to.
Okay, we made it to Druid Arch. Highly recommend. Low water, so we need to start headed back. I think I gotta get back to the trailhead and get water. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the joint today, but very much well worth it. It's pretty dope. This sand is really chapping my ass. So slow. One of my fatal flaws is overheating. It's hot. And I really don't have enough water to go out and back to the joint, I don't think. I think I'm gonna have to hook back over to the trailhead because I only got probably one full total flask and it's still about 8 miles back. So very exposed out here, which is what I ran into in the JMT, which I've learned really beats me down. So it's good to get to this point. I was watching a video on Cameron Haynes and he was like, once you hit the point of discomfort, that's when you know, I mean, that's when you go to work, right? That's when the work starts. So this is definitely a challenge. Literally don't even care. Oh, sad, bro. Oh. I actually ran into a forest ranger who asked me if I wanted to have some water, and I said that I filtered out of that sketchy little pond for a little seep and that I didn't want any because I have to suffer the consequences of my stupidity. So that's where we're at.
I met Haley in the middle of my run, but advised her to turn back from the arch as she didn't have enough water, as I was doing the same thing.
All I could think about after meeting her was the fact that she had this tiny water bottle that was half empty and 8 miles back. After being out of water myself, I finally found a spigot and cameled up enough so I could run it back to Haley. But first I had to find her. I ended up finding Haley on that ridge up there, unwilling to go over it because of the wind. I yelled down to her and then grabbed her by the hand and helped her over, and we finally were able to make it back to the car. And yes, she was indeed out of water.
That run chewed me up and spit me out all over again. That was the hardest 20-mile run I've ever done.
That was the hardest hike I've ever done. The longest hike I've ever done, too.
Mm-hmm. What'd you clock it?
I'm not sure.
Oh my god. You had to have gone 14.
I don't know.
There wasn't even that much elevation gain. It was just hot, exposed, no water. And I'm pretty sure I was
13
recording a lot
miles?
of my voiceovers on slow-mo. Canyonlands 1. A 0.
Not far from Canyonlands was the Needles Outpost in our Airbnb, which was absolutely beautiful. We took the time to lick our wounds, watch a gorgeous sunset, and head to bed.